If there's one thing that you need to learn to open a lot of opportunities in the digital world, it's this. How do you write an email? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi there, thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. If this is the first video that you're watching from my channel, I make educational and motivational content. So if you don't want to miss any of my new uploads, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that bell icon. This video right here can be part of our Get Hired series kasi very important na skill, especially when you're trying to get a job, trying to get promoted, or even succeed at the job you're in right now, ang pagsusulat ng email or ang email etiquette, which we'll talk about today. But even if you're not looking for a job, even if you're a student, even if you're just a private individual who is seeking to be more professional in the way that you interact with other people, knowing how to draft a good email and an effective email is very important. Now, before we go on dito sa discussion natin, I just want to thank Skillshare for helping me make this video. If you're not familiar with Skillshare, Skillshare is an online learning community geared towards people who want to be better at things. You can learn how to create art, how to write, how to maximize some of the office tools that you would need for your future job or your current job, and just learn the things that you want to learn from experts from all over the world. So if you're a learner like me and you want to join a community that is driven to improve themselves, Skillshare is a great platform for you. Now, the best part is this. They're offering you free trial of their premium membership. All you have to do is to click on the link in the description box below, and you can join me and other learners like me dito sa platform na to, sa Skillshare. Right now, I am actually studying or relearning other forms of art. Like I tried watercolor painting. I'm looking into the sculpting sessions, and I'm learning a lot of new things. So this is actually how I spend my weekends, and I'm encouraging you to do the same. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, let me jump into yung discussion natin ngayon. How do you write an effective email? Kumusta naman ang inyong email etiquette? Pag-usapan natin yan ngayon. Now, the first thing that I need to explain ay yung 4 T's when it comes to writing your email. Okay, now, para madaling tandaan lahat sila IT, the first thing that I want to tell you is this. The time is very important. Now, a lot of people would say, email lang naman yan, di ba? Okay lang yan, kahit na anong oras, di ba? Around the clock, 24/7, go and shoot an email, okay lang yan. But my take is this, okay? If you are working in a very traditional company, it's still best that you send an email within the business hours ng company na yon. If you are a student trying to get into a college, a university, or a high school, maganda if you send an email at a decent hour. Okay? Bakit? Kasi we have to understand that a lot of the people, yung mga administrators ng companies, they also bring their work with them on their pockets kasi nasa smartphone na nila yung access na yon. And if you are an applicant or if you are an aspiring student, tapos you send an email at 3 a.m., it can cause distraction dun sa person who is working kahit na nasa labas na siya ng office, and it can leave a bad taste in their mouth. So it's not a good first impression to send an email at a later time in the day. Now, paano naman kung hindi talaga maiwasan? What if you are in, sabihin na natin, a place na hindi masyado accessible yung Wi-Fi, so you had to send it na medyo late na in the day or super early in the morning? That can be okay as long as you remember the second T. Now, the second T is about timing. What do I say about timing pagdating sa emails? Ganito yon. If you are expecting a response from the person, okay, you have to leave some time to breathe. What do I mean by that? If, for example, you're applying for a position, tapos kaka-interview lang sa'yo, as in, etong araw na to, in-interview ka na tapos nung afternoon, tapos you're waiting for them to call you back, don't send an email following up that same night. You have to leave some room for them to breathe, to process your application, to see or check out your credentials, and of course, your references, bago ka mag-follow up. Kasi if kakauwi mo pa lang, or kakauwi pa lang ng interviewer mo, nag-i-email ka na, it may come off as masyado kang makulit. Another thing that you have to remember is you have to leave time to breathe, especially if you are asking them to do something for you. if this is an actionable email, ibig sabihin they have to do something. They have to respond, they have to send you a PowerPoint presentation, they have to send back forms na pipirmahan nila. You really have to send it ahead of time. Now, why do I say that? Kasi even if emails are, sabihin natin online and medyo accessible naman to people, you have to understand na hindi naman nakabukas ang email ng lahat ng tao 24/7. So, kadalasan, people would open their emails at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day. And ang mangyayari kapag nag-send ka ng email, sabihin natin at 4:59 p.m., there's a possibility na kinabukasan pa nila yung mababasa, kinabukasan pa nila yung mapaprocess, kinabukasan pa sila makakasagot. Now, if it's an urgent thing, of course, there are exceptions, but as long as you can make it happen, you have to leave time for them to be able to respond to your email. Okay? So, hindi lang enough na tama yung time in the day that you send it. You have to make sure that tama rin yung timing ng inyong pagsasend ng email or yung inyong request. Okay? Now, we haven't even gotten to the actual content of the email, but there's another T that we need to talk about, which is yung about the tone. Okay? The tone of your email has to be professional. Now, some of you may say na parang, casual lang naman po yung conversation namin. Kasi, for example, I'm emailing my professor and when we're in the classroom, sobrang funny niya, casual lang siya makipag-usap sa amin, Taglish naman din. Yes, that is possible, that's okay, but when it comes to corresponding to someone, even if it's through email, lamang kailangan mag-stick tayo to a very professional tone. Now, how can you be professional when it comes to writing your email? You have to remember first na you shouldn't be too demanding. When you get an email na nagsasabi na reply ASAP or reply ASAP, it can come off as too demanding and masyadong casual and masyadong mapag-utos, lalo na kung first email yon and lalo na kung hindi naman siya yung boss doon sa isang company. Okay? So again, try to be less demanding dun sa tao. You can set the expectations, like you can say something like, it would be great if you can respond within the next 3 to 5 business days, pero you don't say reply ASAP. Now, the next thing that I would point out is this, try not to be too casual. Again, kahit na casual yung relationship ninyo ng boss mo or ng person that you're talking to, ng client mo, you really have to keep a level of pagiging professional in the tone that you use and the language that you use. Here's my take on these things. The other person can be casual towards you and pwede mo nang i-gauge nun kung anong klase yung relationship ninyo, kung pwede na rin sagutin mo siya ng medyo mas casual. Pero try not to initiate that, lalo na kung hindi ikaw yung boss sa sitwasyon na yon. And even if ikaw yung boss, okay, that could be setting a different tone for the company na baka gawin nung iyong employee sa mga clients, which is, again, unless yun talaga yung branding ng company ninyo, hindi masyadong maganda. Okay? So again, you have to be very light-handed pagdating sa mga casual remarks. Another thing, please try not to be too emotional on your email. Okay, now what do I mean by too emotional? Try not to be too happy, too sad, too angry on your email. Now, pag happy kasi yung mga tao minsan, dito na nakikita yung mga lines or sentences na all caps, tapos ang daming exclamation point. Now, that can work sa casual text conversation with your friends, but not in an email, lalo na sa professional setting. Kung masyado ka rin namang malungkot, ang nangyayari minsan is, we tell the story of our lives, the entire thing, dun sa professional email, medyo hindi yun ang tamang lugar para doon. Now, kung personal email, that's okay. Pero kung professional, medyo hindi. Okay? Try not to beg too much kapag dating sa pag-i-email. Kasi again, ang gusto nating i-establish dito is that we are professionals. Now, kapag galit ka rin, okay, medyo ingat din sa paggamit ng email kasi usually, nararamdaman din yung galit or yung rage minsan dun sa email. So, ika-caps lock na rin, marami na namang exclamation point. Minsan, yung iba naglalagay pa ng emoji. So, again, we want to keep a level of professionalism on the email. Try not to do this, okay? Kapag kayo ay galit. Now, doon na tayo sa number 4 na part, which is pagdating sa text. Okay? So, T for text, what should your email contain? Now, remember 3 C's para mas madaling tandaan. You have to be clear, concise, and complete. Now, what do I mean by that? Clear, ibig sabihin, kailangan ng clarity of language. You have to really express kung ano yung kailangan mo. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kung Ito ba ay congratulatory email? Ito ba introduction email? Ito ba ay just for their eyes only? Hindi pa nila pwedeng i-share sa iba? You really have to be clear sa mga bagay na yon. C for concise, ibig sabihin it has to be short. It has to include all the information that you need to include, but keep it short. Kasi kaya nga siya naging email, dapat medyo mas madali siya on the eyes or easy siya on the eyes. Now, the next thing would be complete. Now, a lot of people fail to do this. Number one, na sin would be yung nag-include na attachments pero hindi na-include yung attachment. So, yan, nangyayari din sa akin yan. Ingat tayo doon. The second problem would be if you didn't clarify kung may mga deadlines, may mga times at dates na relevant, or may mga action points na kailangan gawin ng tao na naka-receive ng email from you. So, again, you have to remember the 3 C's. Dapat clear, concise, and complete. Now, punta na tayo sa contents ng email. Alright? Now, the first thing that we need to talk about is the subject. Okay, now, not a lot of people utilize this part. And it's sad kasi if you are looking at emailing people who receive a large volume of emails on a daily basis, for example, college applications, scholarship applications, you have to understand na yung iba, subject lang ang binabasa nila. So, wala na silang oras para i-check ang lahat. Subject pa lang, dapat malinaw na kung ano yung gusto mong mangyari doon sa email na yon. Okay? So, kung kunwari, ito ay for their information only, pwede nyo lagyan na for their information or FYI, pwede nyo lagyan kung urgent, okay? Or kung ano yung topic. For example, if it's talking about a possible, say, follow-up on an application, write it there. And then write your name as well para isang tingin pa lang nila, alam na nila kung sino yung nag-email sa kanila. You really have to pay attention to the subject line. For example, when I get emails asking me to speak sa mga events sa colleges, it's really great if they can include that in the subject line. For example, invitation as guest speaker for and then the organization that they're representing. That way, isang tingin ko pa lang alam ko na yun yung intent sa email and I can automatically forward it to my handler for the scheduling. Now, the first thing that we're going to include sa mismong email is yung salutations. Now, yung salutation, minsan nakakalimutan ng ibang tao. Hindi na sila nag-greet, so diretso na sila sa kung anong gusto nilang sabihin. Again, that could work kung very casual lang or informal ito or you're just talking to a friend or your sister. Pero if we're talking about a professional email, it's still very important to write yung salutation. Now, anong pwede mong gamitin? You can say, Dear Sir or Dear Madam. Pwedeng Dear Mr. or Dear Mrs. Just be very careful doon sa pag-a-address sa mga tao. Kasi it does open up yung possibility na mamali tayo, na ma-misgender natin yung kausap natin. So again, be careful doon. But as much as possible, dito na pumapasok yung research. Okay? Now, a quick trick is this. If you're applying for a company or looking for a scholarship or getting into a different college, always visit their website, okay? Kasi usually naman, and again, usually hindi lagi, usually there's a list of the top employees or kung sino yung chancellor, sino ba yung student regent, sino yung chairman, sino yung itong tao na you're writing to. Kasi nga may mga names that can work for both genders. So again, tingnan nyo yun. For example, ako ang first name ko is Jan. So lahat kami Jan. Meron din ako mga kaibigan na Jan, J-A-N, pero lalaki. So, again, a good way to fix that or to make sure that you're addressing them properly would be to do your research. Effort, effort, effort talaga. Doon talaga magkakatalo. Now, after you write your salutation, doon na tayo sa mismong body nung inyong email. Now, there are 3 I's. Again, para madaling tandaan, same na yung letter. First, yung introduction. Yung introduction is really important lalo na if you are applying for a job. Kasi yung iba, ito na yung pinaka-cover letter ninyo when you're sending your resume. Lalo na kung hindi humihingi ng cover letter yung isang company. So you really have to introduce yourself. Just keep it short, pero dapat na malinaw doon kung sino ka. And of course, malinaw din kung ano yung intention mo for reaching out. Now, the second thing that you have to include is yung information. Yung bulk na information na kailangan i-present. For example, if you're inviting someone as a speaker sa isang event, dito na papasok yung theme ng event, yung title, kung meron, or topic na recommended for him or her, yung time at day ng event, and if possible, kung anong platform yung gagamitin. So again, naka-include na lahat ng mga details na yon, yung information na kailangan. Now, yung third I This is one of the most important parts ng email, and usually this is what people forget to add, which is ano yung instruction. Now, ano yung instruction? Ito yung call to action. Ano ba ang kailangan gawin ng tao na naka-receive ng email from you? Are they expected to respond? Are they supposed to send you something? You have to be very clear and very complete din doon sa instructions na ibibigay ninyo sa kanila. Okay? So again, kung merong mga deadlines, you can tell them. Now, for example, kung naghihintay kayo ng response dun sa taong in-email nyo, you can write something like, it would be great if you can respond on or before a certain date. So, kunyari, February 14th. So, we could finalize the list of presenters for that event. Something like that. So, again, hindi lang siya nagsasabi na nag-expect sila ng response. Sinasabi din nila yung ideal na time kung kailan ka sasagot. So, again, you really have to be clear pagdating sa instructions. Okay? Now, dun sa dulo, dun na papasok yung signature. Now, what is a signature? Now, a lot of people don't have preset na signatures on their emails. Honestly, I need to work on mine as well. Pero ang signature is a great tool for you to have parang business card type na situation going dun sa iyong mga emails. So, andun yung name mo, details about you, ano yung position mo sa company, or ano yung role mo sa isang organization, and then some of your contact details, not including your email address kasi nandun na nga siya. Dahil nga email yung sinasend mo. So again, you can play around with the formats. You can think about the information that you want to include. You can even include a photo if you have one, na professional looking. And then that could elevate the quality of your email. Now again, with almost everything in life, email writing is also a skill. So you really have to practice it. And again, thank you so much, Skillshare, for making this happen. Skillshare, again, is a great platform for you to learn new skills, okay? Especially when it comes to bettering yourself, learning something that could give you a leg up when it comes to competing for positions in jobs, or even in just improving your own life, learning how to do art, learning how to write music, learning how to code and build a website. All of these things you can learn through Skillshare. So if you want to join the free trial ng premium membership nila, click on the link in the description box sa baba. Again, thank you for watching this. If you want more, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified kapag meron ng mga upcoming tayong mga bagong videos. And if you want to reach out to me directly, get the reviewers that I made, join the online or live review events, you can go to www.facebook.com/Team Lyqa for more information. Thanks guys for watching. As we always say sa channel to, never stop learning. Aja, kaya niyan. I'll see you in my next video, and bye for now.